Hello everyone, RetroChris here, and I'm back with another top 10 list. I'm not gonna lie, I love video game music. I don't really listen to a lot of mainstream music, so when I'm at the gym or I'm driving my car, I'm usually listening to music from video games. And I absolutely love a video game music that gets me hyped up. And when is a better time to get hyped up than when you're facing a boss? So that's why I now present to you my top 10 boss battle music, 90s edition. Now, as always, boiling it down to just 10 songs is insanely difficult, so do take into consideration that this is just my personal opinions. What I've been looking for when choosing these exact songs are songs that really gives you that extra energy when playing, and it really gives you the fighting spirit. I do love songs that are a bit more fast-paced and with some sort of melody in it, and even better if it manages to combine those two. So take that into consideration as well. But let's get right into the list. At number 10, we have Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals. This game was released in Japan in 1995, then later in North America and Europe in 96 and 97. I'll be honest, I didn't know about this game until recently, but as I know, it's a game similar to Final Fantasy as it's a turn-based role-playing game where you can use weapons and spells to defeat a range of different enemies. This song is from the final battle in the game and it is truly epic. The melody gives off a sense of feeling that this truly is the battle of the century, and that the consequences of losing is far greater than you can imagine. It kind of gives off a Silver Fang vibe to it, for those who have heard of that. Wonderboy 3 The Dragon's Trap is an action-adventure game released for the Sega Master System in 1989. In this game, you will be fighting different dragons throughout the game, and every time you fight one, it's to this energizing and epic music. It has a really nice beat to it, and as always, I love music who have one part with a really nice beat, and then cuts off with a fitting melody, for then to loop back. These types of songs are the ones you never really get tired of hearing, no matter how long the fight lasts. Donkey Kong Country, released by Rare for the SNES in 1994. This one starts off the final battle against King Cruel with an uplifting sea chanty, which gradually turns to a more serious tone before it gets the drums rolling and you know that this is serious. The melody is beautiful and the music have this heaviness over it, making you take this last battle with all seriousness and full focus. I'm not gonna lie, a bit of a lacklusting final battle, but the music makes up for it. Speaking of rare, at number 6 we have Banjo Kazooie, published in 1998 for the Nintendo 64, arguably one of the best Nintendo 64 games ever made. This game is also filled with an amazing soundtrack. It's a pretty long game, and the build-up to the final battle is only beaten by the music that accompanies it. This grandiose music takes the final fight to another level, and for such a long final fight, the music needs to be good to keep your heart pumping, and it does. If it's one series who from the very first game have had an insane library of soundtracks, it's Pokemon. And out of all of them, my favorite to this day is still the battle music from the first generation. Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red were remakes of the first Pokemon games Red and Blue, and out of all the songs, the Gym Battle song is my absolute favorite. It keeps you hyped up, it makes you feel like you are truly up against a fiercely strong opponent, and that your only goal is to win. Metal Gear Solid is a stealthy action-adventure game released by Konami in 1998 for the PlayStation 1. The Metal Gear series arguably have one of, if not the best soundtrack overall. Now, the boss battle music from the Metal Gear Solid is not the best soundtrack in the game, but it's got all the elements from the other music tracks, and combined they make for an epic boss battle music. Final Fantasy III was released by Square in 1990. I'm pretty sure everyone have heard about the Final Fantasy series, and most likely played more and more games from the series. Then you would know also that the music in the games are absolutely insane. As for any turn-based strategy game, the music needs to keep you going, and be made so that you love to hear it every single time, as you will be hearing it a lot. The battle music in Final Fantasy III is really good, but it's not as good as the boss battle music. Batman Returns was released on a series of consoles in 1992, including the Amiga, Nintendo, Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear, Sega Mega Drive, and MS-DOS. And the version you are hearing right now is from the Sega Game Gear, which is the one I feel is the best. Energetic would be the absolute best word to use for this track. The beat itself is so fast-paced, it just makes you smile when you hear it. Combine it with the amazing melody as well, and you will have yourself a really good time. Sonic 3 was released for the Sega Mega Drive in 1994. Once again, a game filled with amazing music, like most of the Sonic games back then. But my absolute favorite is the boss music from Sonic 3. I was contemplating choosing the final boss music instead, as that one is amazing as well. But it's just something with this music that just gives me all the feelings. The melody is amazing, the beat drums through your body, and how the music is able to mix those two together perfectly makes this one worthy of spot number 2. Double Dragon 2 was released for the Nintendo in Europe in 1989. I'll admit, I never played any of the Double Dragon games before, but even if I have never, I still know the legacy of the Double Dragon games. And when listening through the music, I can quickly understand why. The final confrontation is the music that will help you through the last boss of the game. And the first time I heard this, which was just a few days ago, I honestly got goosebumps. It's the best damn piece of video game music I have ever heard. The melody is just absolutely stunning. I'm actually in shock of how good this is. And that's the lists, and wow, like, I can't even explain how fun it is to make these lists. Like, don't misunderstand me, it is a lot of work and it's super difficult, but like right now, I'm just stunned. There is so much insane video game music out there that I have never heard of, and that kind of reminds me of the most fun part about making this type of content. The comments from you people. Hearing your opinions of what songs are the best just opens up my eyes to music that I have never heard before, so thank you. And as always, leave a comment down below if there was any songs that you missed from this list, and until next time, cheerio!